afternoon. My name is Glen Jordan. I'm representing and co-founder of a company called Empowa, and today I'd like to introduce you to Empowa and the work that we are doing in Africa. Effectively, what we do at Empowa is we are really passionate about financial inclusion because we support the development of affordable housing through a platform. So we're very passionate about climate smart construction, in other words, driving the climate agenda, and rewarding investors for this investment, so both from an impact perspective, from a climate perspective, and from a financial perspective. This is the challenge that we have just in Africa. There's a backlog of 50 million homes. Now, people assume that that's because of poverty. It's not. It's because the financial systems are not fit for purpose. So just as part of that introduction, I'd like to just demonstrate part of the challenge and also for you to hear the solution directly from the mouths of the people who benefit most. Please play the video.
For decades, we have built without care or concern, without considering the impact our building is having on housing, on human lives, and on the environment. Currently, more than 1 billion Africans do not have a permanent roof over their heads. Many people think that this is because of poverty. It's not. It is because the structural systems do not work for the vast majority of the world. This needs to change. Financial systems are broken. It is not the lack of money that causes the problems. It is that the money in the systems cannot flow to the right building projects, to the right people. Africa has a shortage of 50 million homes. This is a $1 trillion business opportunity. We can never begin to address that backlog unless the current systems change.
To be very honest, I didn't really have a plan because I've been working for the past, I should say, 20 years in my life. But managing to get money, which is enough even to buy land, it's been very difficult. Sometimes you try to get some money, probably funding through the bank, but it's also very difficult. So this has been a very, very great opportunity of a lifetime.
I live here with my family. Previously, we were renting a one-bedroom apartment right in the middle of town in Makinino. And ever since coming down to this place, we've seen quite a lot of advantages in terms of space. The house is very spacious. The kids are very happy and joyful. They have a place to play around.
It means that it's good here at Casa Real. We feel good because now we know that we have our own house. It was great because rent doesn't mean that the house is yours. But rent to buy, it means that one day the house will be your own.
Having come across this opportunity, I grabbed it, or we grabbed it with both hands because of the difficulties that normally exist. For example, to get loan facilities is not very easy. Even if you manage to get the loan facilities, you still have to face the interest rates that come with the amounts that are dispersed. So at the end of the day, I see that as a very good value for money that I came across after having this opportunity to rent to buy. Obviously, we had to move from town, which is quite distant, but there's nothing more comforting rather than knowing that you are paying for something that you are going to own.
The time is now. Together, we will make an impact in the way that houses are being built. Together, we will make an impact on people's lives. Together, we will change history by empowering communities to make that change by enabling financial inclusion and affordable finance. Things have to change. They have to change. And who else is going to change them? If not us, then who? Who has the skills, the experience, and the capability to link finance to people on the ground? It's time for change.
So I think you can see from that fundamental change is happening. The transformation, I've just returned from Mozambique, the transformation is incredible. If I could bottle what has happened, those stories, those people who can now go to the toilet inside, who don't have to go in a bucket because it's unsafe to go outside, the transformation of people's lives. And this is all done through the use of this technology. This is real FI in action. So very grateful to World Mobile for our first NFT, which raised the funding for those first houses that you saw, and the ability for the first tenants to move into that house. It was fantastic. So with support from the community and World Mobile, that's how we raised the finance to demonstrate this capability and to overcome the cynicism that exists in the existing financial sector around this market. So the results, just to give you an indication, believe it or not, this last year, we grew the home loan market by more than 5%. Now, that is a ridiculous statistic. It's a ridiculously low base, we acknowledge, but it just goes to demonstrate what we can do with this technology. We've reduced the cost of finance by over 50%. That is profound and has a profound impact on the cost of a house, as you can imagine, over the period of the loan. We have increased the access for Mozambicans from 0.05% to 60% through providing this kind of affordability. That extends the market to something just within Mozambique that is extensive. We're also driving, as I said, the environmental aspects. We're driving that hard together with it. This is an IFC standard, so we're working to global standards to try and drive this mechanism and this environmental measure. So the impact on the families, that's the global impact, the impact on the families. The average homeowner is now 20 years younger, has access to a home 20 years earlier. 50% are woman-led, which for us is a really exciting statistic, particularly in a traditional environment like Mozambique. And the most exciting thing is that 133% our tenants are not paying just up to date, but are paying ahead of schedule. They are making their capital contributions ahead of schedule already. It just goes to demonstrate that it works. So, this $1 trillion opportunity that we're talking about, how we use Cardano. So we use it both from a linking of the funding, the NFTs as financial instruments, and the ability for flowing value back and forth in a way that we can utilize it cost effectively, measured all the good things that we know about blockchain. So for us, it's a victory. For the people, it's a victory. And just to demonstrate the level of victory, just from this pilot that we've done this year and from this minimal project, the city of Beira has allocated over 400 hectares of land to us, together with the developer, the Dutch government, and the city of Beira. We now are extending this project to over 25,000 affordable homes just in Beira. That's the start. That's not the end. 50 million is the end, 25,000 is the start, but we're on the road. Thank you.